The reason why it's so hard to change is because the current you is doing its best to kill off the new you. The new you that you haven't achieved yet, but you know you have to become to achieve your goals. And so this current you has so many actions and behaviors, beliefs, and habits that it is accustomed to, right? Let's take weight loss, for example. The current you, right? If you're fat, right, you're used to eating a ton of sugar. You're used to eating high fat, high carb, like just junk food, chips, sodas, whatever it may be, and you don't exercise at all, right? You don't go on walks, and you're just fat, right? You have a very fat and unhealthy lifestyle. And this current you wants to be the new you, right? The very, very healthy you, the healthy you that has a six-pack ab, right? Or six-pack abs, right? But if you think about the habits and actions of this, it's the polar opposite of this current you. And so whenever you try to go from here to here, right? This current you is like always, that's why you always have those thoughts, right? It's always throwing those old thoughts at you like, oh no, let's not go to the gym. Just take it easy. Oh, let's not eat that healthy food. It's okay to have chips. It's okay to have cookies, right? It's because this old you is trying to pull you back. It's trying to hold you back. It's doing its best to survive. This old you is doing its best to survive. Or rather, this current you is doing its best to survive. And that's why it keeps bombarding you with those thoughts. Like, no, it's okay, let's not do that. Oh, you just sleep in. Oh, you don't need to work out. That is why you have those thoughts, right? And that's why it's so hard to change. Because it really is survival of the fittest. Who is going to win, your current self or your new self? And you get to decide, right? And so that's why changing is really hard. It's because the beliefs that you have, the actions that you take, and the habits that you take, they're so different. And so currently, right, this is me right now. This is Peter V1, version 1. Until I hit 10K a month, this is Peter version 1, right? And so this is the current me. I have so much to work on to get to version 2. And so what is required to get to version 2? I was really thinking about it today, and I listed all the things that I had to do to fail, and I just inverted it, right? And so I'm just, for the sake of time, I'm going to give you the list that I made that I have to do to become this new self, right? So, for example, the first one, I have 11. The first one is sleep at 9 p.m., wake up at 6 a.m. Basically, get in my sleep early, wake up early. Ashton Hall was right. The devil and temptation lives at night, right? True, right? The second one is make intentional, logical decision making, right? No doom scrolling anywhere. Not YouTube Shorts, not on YouTube, not on my email, not on Instagram, whatever it may be. No scrolling, right? And just very intentional, logical decision making. No emotions, right? Number 3 is to have a strategic, structured schedule and to not deviate from it, right? So the night before, I need to make sure that my schedule is down packed, locked in, right? No spontaneous events. No hang out with friends if they invite me and I already have my schedule set, right? That's the only way to win. Because without a plan, there's no direction. And without direction, there's no destination, right? Number 4 is to learn from the greats and learn from my mistakes. That's number 4. Always be learning. Always, always, always be learning. And if I do make a mistake, I better not repeat it again. I better learn from it and become better. Because then that compounds so much. Just goes up, right? Number 5 is resolution, right? This is, I pulled this from Benjamin Franklin's 13 Virtues, but perform without fail what you resolve. So if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. So in this case, these 11, what I call my North Stars, right? These 11 things I got to do because I resolved to do it. Okay, number 6 is intermittent fasting, keto, right? Well, not necessarily keto, but just basically high fat, high protein, a few carbs, right? And only natural sugars and and non-processed foods. Non-processed foods, right? So fruits, berries, that's A-okay. Sweet potatoes, A-okay, right? Next one is number 7, walk 30 minutes a day minimum, and also exercise 20 minutes per day minimum, right? Doesn't matter if it's gym, calisthenics, whatever it may be. I lost track. This is 8. Spend at least 30 minutes alone. You know, it's probably going to be much more than that, but it's just intentional 30 minutes alone. But we live in a world where we're so distracted, right? We have our phones that distract us with notifications, with social media. We have people reaching out to us at any time. We're always listening to music, whipping up an audiobook. But what that does is it makes us run away from our mind. It's like we're trying to create noise so that we don't have to talk to our mind, so that we don't have to look deep inside ourselves and see what's wrong or what's going on, what's up. And that's an art that I genuinely believe we have lost in our generation, which is really sad because our mind is a gold mine for ideas, for just, so many great things. There's a reason why the top 1% of men back then were the top 1%, or rather the top 1% of men all time. Like, all the philosophers, there's a reason why they spend so much time alone. Right. And if you are constantly distracting yourself with music, with podcasts, with YouTube videos, with reels, whatever it may be, you have to ask yourself, what am I hiding from? Or who am I hiding from? Right? And you're probably hiding from yourself. And so why are you hiding away from yourself? That's a question you have to ask, right? Okay, so next one is sexual temperance, right? So no porn, no masturbation, none of that, right? Like that's like your life force right there, and you're just giving it away to what? A screen? That's that's pretty sad, right? So number 12 is humility, like the homie Jesus and Socrates, right? This is also whipped from Benjamin Franklin. The other one was too, to be honest. But this one is also Benjamin Franklin. A lot of these are inspired, right? But if you do not have humility, then people will not rile with you or support you, and you also won't be able to learn, and you won't be able to feel good about yourself by being kind to others and doing good for others. At least that's what I truly believe. At least that's what works for me, right? And last one, number 11, is only have goal supportive friends. So friends who make snide remarks, friends who don't support you in your dreams, friends who say, who make those sad comments like, oh, you're not going out with us today? What's going on? Stuff like that. Those are not goal supportive friends. So only have people that support you, right? And I should also put family. I'm gonna put that too. Family and friends, right? So if they're family and they're not goal supportive, then do your best to limit your time with them. And by the way, this is when I say you, these are just reminders for me too. I struggle with these. And so those are my kind of 11 virtues, my 11 North Stars that I've struggled with tremendously in the past. And now it's time to change, right? I was listening to Socrates and Xenophon, I think that's how you say his name. Like these ancient philosophers, and I was just really reflecting, like, who I am today. I'm nowhere near who I have to be to achieve my goals. Like version 2, that homie is far in the distance. And if I reflect on my life, and let's say the past decade in my entrepreneurial journey, if I were to just follow through with those 11 habits, those 11 virtues, those 11 North Stars, I genuinely believe I would be a millionaire by now. Which is crazy to think. Like, imagine if you just do X, then $1 million it just appears, right? And it's really sad, right? And to go back to our topic earlier, right, which was, why is change so hard? Change is so hard because this current self of mine, this current me, wants to stay here, wants to survive, right? It's just like the theory of evolution and what's the word? And survival of the fittest. The current me, the current Peter, version 1, wants to survive so bad. So it's doing anything and everything it can do to prevent me from killing this current self of me to become new me. If that makes sense. I don't know if that makes any sense. That should make sense, right? So current me is doing all it can to keep me here, and so that it can survive, so that this new me doesn't kill this off. And so how does it do that? How does current me keep me here? It's by introducing those inner voice thoughts. All right? Like, for example, those 11 virtues that I had, right? Those 11 North Stars. Peter, it's okay to stay up late. It's okay. You know, you guys got some work to do. It's okay. You're hanging out with friends. Oh, it's once every once in a blue moon. That's okay. Or you don't have to wake up early. Get your sleep in. It's super important, right? Or another thought would be, or maybe no thought at all. I just whip out my phone and start scrolling. Oh, Pete, it's okay. It's only 5 minutes. Oh, it's okay. You know, or structure. You know, with a schedule. You know, I can be flexible with my schedule. I can move things around. That's not good, right? Or learning from my mistakes. I just don't do them. I just don't do that. Some inner voices are like, or maybe they're just not there. Maybe there's no conscious, thought there. Or, resolution and being consistent with habits. Maybe I'm thinking to myself, I can just miss one day. It's going to be okay. Oh, I can miss 2 days. Oh, I can miss a week. Oh, I'll come back when the time is right. That's current me. Right? Or eating healthy. I'm pretty fit. I'm pretty muscular. I'm pretty lean. Like, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Like, you can indulge in sugar. Like, that's what a healthy lifestyle is. Indulging in sugar and, fat stuff. That's okay. Because it's all about balance. See, that's old me. Walking, you don't have time. You don't need to walk. Like, you don't need cardio. Or you don't need exercise. You're already in great shape. Like, you can do that tomorrow. You do it enough. You do it enough times. Spending time alone is, maybe it's like, you don't really need this. Just, you can do this some other time. Or, I really don't want it right now. I really want to listen to music. I really want to watch that YouTube video. I don't want to feel like I want to learn. I don't want to be alone with my thoughts. What's the point? Right? Or sexual temperance. Yeah. I have the urge. Yeah, I don't care. Like, yeah, it's whatever. It's just with this one time. Right? And there's other ones. But the point being, there are so many times when we have those inner voices, and those urges that we have, those cravings that we have for whatever bad habits that we want to eliminate, they're there because our current self wants to keep being its current self. It doesn't want to be killed off so that we can evolve to our new self, right? Because you can't have both. One's got to die. One's going to survive. And you get to choose which one it's going to be. And so it's really sad, to be honest. Honestly, like, genuinely, like, looking back at it, looking at my patterns. I know I talked about this briefly, but if you were to just close your eyes and think about the person you have been for the past decade, right? And of course, there's probably a lot of growth, but the patterns, right? The habits that you keep doing despite telling yourself to, you're going to stop doing. Imagine if you just stopped. Imagine if you stopped listening to those inner voices and really grew into the evolved self that you want to be, the new self that you want to be. And this is hitting me like a ton of bricks right now because, man, it really is about doing the basics, about doing, like, simple stuff, because everything leads into another. If I slept at the same time every single day, woke up at the same time every day, my schedule would never be messed up because I would consistently, I would not be taking naps. I would be locked in for the entire day, no energy, slumps. Same with food, right? I'd be shredded, great energy. My mental focus would be, right? Like, even sharper than it is now. And, like, there's so many other ones. So, my biggest takeaway is write down all the things, every single thing that you can think of, or at least the big ones. Write down all the big things that would prevent you from being that new evolved self that you need to be to achieve your goal. And then after that, invert it and write its opposite, and write its opposite action that you're gonna do every day, like I did for mine. But that's pretty much it. That's why change is so hard. Because I was really thinking about it to myself. I was like, why is it so hard for me to quit sugar? Like, why? And I realized it's because of all the excuses I give myself. Oh, Peter, it's okay. You know, it's part of the lifestyle. Oh, your girlfriend eats sugar. Like, what are you gonna do? Miss out? Like, right? It's all these inner voices trying to keep my old self, I mean, my current self, the same or alive. So anyway, I hope you guys found some enjoyment out of that. Learn something new. If you're watching this, if you are watching this, I know you are, because you be watching this, but just know I appreciate you and that I'm rooting for you. And it's gonna be awesome, and it's gonna be fun to see, you know, my journey and evolving to my V version 2, and, you know, have you along for the journey and see you evolve too. So with that being said, let's do this together. This is PLOG V 1.19 out. Peace out. Have a good night.